Hi everyone, welcome to How Ines Rolls. We are getting ready for a pie night. I try to do a fun Thanksgiving kind of theme stuff with our friends, and so I thought this year we'll do a pie night game night. So I need to get started, and I'm making 2 pies that are really easy to do, and I know you can do it too. So let's get started. So the first one is a chocolate cream pie. Now I made this recently on a live, but in case you've missed it, it's so easy. It is literally Cool Whip and chocolate bars. So easy. But the crust, you could even use a prepared crust, but the crust that I'm using is a gluten-free version of a crust, which is made out of coconut, and it is super easy to do. And if you like chocolate coconut, this may be right up your alley. So I have my blender out here because, I don't even own one of those like food processor things, but that's okay because I'm gonna be putting in 2 cups of coconut in there and then get it all grounded up. So this time I opted to use unsweetened coconut, which is still very, very good. It's just not overtly sweet. And I'm gonna be doing it because the chocolate cream pie portion is plenty sweet. So I'm just going to add a couple of cups, and get this in here. All right, it looks like I might need to pull a little teeny tiny bit from my sweetened coconut, just a tiny little bit, as I was a little bit shy. So let me go get some more. Yeah, that's it. I just needed a little bit more. And actually a little bit of the sweet wouldn't matter anyway, so let's get that blended up. So after that, I'm just gonna let that sit there because I'm putting a few tablespoons of butter, maybe like a little more than 2, and just melt it down in the microwave, and then we'll just mix it together. So easy. So while that is melting, I purchased a 3-pack of these from Walmart for $1. What a good price. So I'm just gonna prep my pan by just giving it a light spray. Now that we have the butter, we're just going to add the coconut. So easy, right you guys? So you probably want to let this settle after you've pressed it into the pan and make it a pie crust. I am going to toast mine for a few minutes because toasted coconut is a fave for sure. So I'm just going to make sure that butter is evenly dispersed through, and then I'm going to just start pressing it with my spoon into the shell. So, and then next after that, we're going to start melting some chocolate. I have my 2 pie crusts, and they are ready to go into the oven at 350 just for a few minutes. I just kind of have to have a little bit of a toasted feel to it, give it a little color, but you can definitely keep the pie crust the way they are. I just wanted a little more depth to the taste. So right now, you can see I'm making 2. One's gonna go into the freezer for Thanksgiving. So I am going to, after I make both of these pies and let them come to a settle, I'm going to put one whole one into the freezer for Thanksgiving, and then this one will be for pie night. So everything that I'm doing right now, and if you're trying to be ahead of the game for the holidays, is if you're making any desserts, I would highly suggest doubling them. So that way you could put stuff into the freezer, and then that way you could pull things out when you have unexpected guests, or if you're having a get together, and then it's little work. So let me go get these in the oven. Here is the super fun part. I'm going to be melting about 9 ounces of chocolate. So this one is 7, and then I got one here that was 4, but because I'm doubling the recipe, I'm only gonna use half of this, so then the other half won't be wasted. So I'm just going to put, I'm gonna break them up into the little pieces into the bowl and get it melting about 30-second intervals, and then stir. Look at all the chocolate. Oh man, that looks so good. So I just took out these pie shells. Look at them, so good. And I'm gonna guess that this one has a little more sugar in it because it got a little bit more brown. So maybe that's the one I added the sugar, the sweetened coconut. And so now I have my chocolate here took 1 minute, and all I'm gonna do now is add some Cool Whip. And that is it, you guys. We're only gonna have these 2 ingredients. Ah, I love it. You could probably even add, I would imagine, some cookie crumbles to this if you wanted. I mean, it's truly how you want to do it. But I'm just going to go for the silky cream pie. And then we only need to put it in the pie crust. You guys, it's that easy. And I'm so happy, and it's so good. This one's definitely a keeper. Like this is my second time making this, and I love it. Paul loves it, and it is gluten-free. And then to garnish the top, I have one of the squares left over, and we're just going to, you can shave as much or as little as you want. I'm gonna do much. Look at these delicious pies. So I'm just going to put them in the fridge so that they can settle and kind of take some good shape. And then I will take one and completely cover it in saran wrap and put it in the freezer. And then the other one will be ready for pie night. So what do you think? On to pie number 2, which will be chocolate pecan pie, which is my favorite, my dad's favorite, which is why I have to make it. So I say my dad, but he's coming for Thanksgiving. So we're also gonna have it for pie night. So I'll show you how I do it. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is just make some already bought, ready to bake pie crust. Just follow the directions on the side and you should be fine. So it does recommend using a glass dish, but I'm gonna have to see how it works with my aluminum ones. Okay, this next recipe, the chocolate pecan pie, is from a website, Instagrammer that I follow, A Bountiful Kitchen. So if you're not following her, you may want to, because she has some delicious recipes and she's just so nice. Okay, so she suggests having everything out and ready, which for the most part I do. So I have some toasted pecans out here. Watch them because it only takes like a few minutes and I had to replace a couple, but that's okay. And I have some butter and I have some corn syrup. You're gonna need that, a couple of eggs, and some brown sugar and some vanilla. Now she requests dark brown sugar. They did not have any at the store, so it is what it is, right? Okay, so when I said to follow the recipe on the pie crust, that just means to like kind of thaw it out a little bit. I think you have to wait like 30 minutes and then you need to press it into your pie dish. Don't poke holes on the bottom and don't preheat it and don't cook it ahead of time because it's all gonna cook together, all the yumminess. So let me bring you closer. All right, so I'm just pressing this into the mold. Now, like I said, I have one that's in a glass dish and then one I'm just gonna be making in the aluminum foil, so the pan. So hopefully that will work. And I'm just kind of like making just some like, let me get a little kniffy here. I'm just kind of measure my pie dish. Great. Just kind of rustic, nothing like crazy. I love how some people make theirs really super nice. Yeah, I'm not that talented. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside and we're gonna get started with our the mix. So we're going to be using some butter. And now I'm doubling this recipe, so that's why I have like everything all around me. Ooh, baby. So 3 tablespoons of this. And then we're going to do some brown sugar. some salt. Just a half of a teaspoon. Half of a cup of the corn syrup. Just a half of a cup. Okay, and then we're gonna need also some eggs, 2 eggs. And our vanilla, love the vanilla. So a teaspoon of that. With a, oops, a little spillover. So we're just gonna start mixing this together. Making chocolate pecan pie is pretty easy, you guys. You just have to make sure that you just follow the directions. Because it does have some high temperature heating. Like right now, my oven is at 450 degrees, but it's only going to be that way for a little while, and I'll explain that. And then we're going to mix in the pecans. I made them in 1 cup servings as I toasted them. So it would be ready to go, you guys. And literally that is all. We're going to put some chocolate chips. Chocolate chips. A cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. A cup of chocolate chips. Just kind of sprinkle them on the bottom. Oh, you guys, oh, this is the best. Okay, and then we're going to put the mixture on top, and literally, that is it. So I'm gonna make my other one, and then we're gonna put them into the oven. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the pies are ready to go in. You can see I have it at 450. We're gonna put it on the bottom rack. And we will only leave it in there for 10 minutes at that degrees. And then after 10 minutes, we're going to reduce the heat to 375 and do not open the door and bake for 45 minutes. Here we go. Can you see the disaster behind me? So that will be cooking for about 45 or so minutes. So that way I can clean and I have to work. So the kids are almost coming. And so I'll have to show you what it looks like after school. I can't wait to show you. So I'm all done with work, but look how this turned out. Oh, it smells so good. Remember, I kept it on the 3rd rack, on the bottom one, and that crust is goldeny. I know it probably looks a little burnt. It looks burnt. It's not. It's chocolate, so it's supposed to be brown. But you guys, I can't wait to have this tomorrow. So I'm gonna keep this one in the pie plate, cover it up with saran wrap, and the one behind me here, I have some more saran wrap, and I'm gonna just cover that all really good, put them in the freezer. I'll do the same thing with the chocolate pies. And so here I have both pies, but one is ready for tomorrow and one is ready for next week. Well, is it next week or the week after? Anyways, these days are a blur, right? I mean, Thanksgiving is like knocking at our door, but it's going to find that there's a Christmas tree up in my house. So thanks so much, you guys. I'm gonna have the recipe for these pies either in the description box, or you'll use the link to go to the recipe at the Bountiful Kitchen. She's got a wonderful blog, so you should check that out too. So thanks so much, Rollers, for sticking around. And I wanted to also say the merch is on sale. So that link is also below in the description box. It is going to be great for the holidays, maybe a nice gift or a gift for yourself. Long sleeve too, so great for the weather changing. Thanks so much guys for supporting me and my channel, and stick around rollers. You just never know what I'll be rolling out next. Bye everyone.